Here are 5 crucial lessons that I've learned from training in the gym for 4 or 5 years now and having lost 50 kg in body weight. I hope it helps. Lesson number 1 is consistency over intensity. I used to be someone that used to think that I could get into the best shape of my life in 12 weeks, and so I'd train really hard, I'd do loads of cardio, I'd end up losing loads of muscle mass and then being burnt out by the end of the 12 weeks, and then fall off the wagon and gain back all the weight that I had lost in that 12-week period anyway. And so it's not a very sustainable approach to transforming the way that you look. And a better approach is to be consistent. So building in habits into your life that you can stick to for the long haul. And that's kind of the way and the lens in which I view fitness now. I view fitness as an infinite game, a game that I aim to keep playing for the rest of my life. And so instead of trying to get shredded in 12 weeks or get into the best shape of my life in 12 weeks, I'm just thinking like, what are the habits that I can stick to for the long haul, which is going to the gym a few times a week, eating healthy, and being consistent with that over the rest of my life is a better aim and will probably get me closer to where I want to be over a 2-3 year period than trying to cram in a lot of exercise into a really short space of time, burning out and then not really enjoying it anymore. Crucial lesson number 2 is form overload. So when I first started in the gym, I'd always think, oh yeah, let me just increase the weight every single session. Let me try and lift more. And I don't know why, it was probably like my ego thinking that I was a better person if I lifted a heavier weight. And no one cares, like whether I lift 70 kg or 80 kg or 90 kg or 100 kg, it doesn't really matter. And I think it's more admirable if you can perform a 70 kg bench press with perfect form than an 80 kg bench press with really rubbish form. Because if you perform an exercise with really good form, it shows that you've cultivated a skill of contracting your muscles. That is something that is worth being proud of, not just being able to swing a weight just because you're using momentum and the rest of your body to lift it. So when you're training in the gym now, don't think about lifting heavier weight all the time. Think about, am I executing this movement as perfectly as possible? Someone who's really good advocate for form is Mike Thurston, and he's probably in one of the best shapes that I've ever seen in my life. And he just says form is so important. So whenever you're doing an exercise, really think, am I contracting this muscle? Every rep counts, and don't increase the weight if you don't have to. You could just improve the form and you still get progressive overload, and you're still gonna grow your muscles just by getting better at executing the movement in the way that it's being executed, because you're recruiting more muscle fibers if you're executing the movement in a better way. Lesson number 3 is compound movements over isolation movements. Compound movements are multi-joint exercises that require the use of multiple muscle groups, and isolation exercises are single joint exercises which require the use of only single muscle groups. So think about calf raises, bicep curls, tricep push downs for your isolation exercises, and then deadlift, squats, barbell, bench presses for your compound movement. Now, because compound movements require more muscles, it means that they burn extra calories. It means that you're sending a better muscle building signal to your body. And so it's gonna result in more fat loss and more muscle growth in the long run. So if you go to the gym and do loads of bicep curls, loads of push downs, and I don't know, loads of calf raises, it's gonna be way less effective than going and doing deadlifts, squats and bench presses, because when you do those big exercises, those big compound movements, you're literally just working so many muscle groups that you're going to burn loads of calories, you're going to recruit loads of muscle fibers for that, you're going to train your CNS, and you're going to be able to grow your muscles way more, release more testosterone, release more human growth hormone, and it's just going to be a way better use of your time. So say if you go to the gym 3 times a week and you have a limited amount of time in the gym, which is only 3 hours. If you spend most of that time just doing these compound exercises, your time spent in the gym is going to have a way bigger impact. Lesson number 4 is strength training over cardio. Now, if your goal is to lose fat, we all know that you need to be in a calorie deficit. What that means is that the number of calories that you burn has got to exceed the number of calories that you consume. And whilst cardio burns more calories per minute than strength training, the effect of it is that your metabolism will adapt and the calories out that you expend on a daily basis will go down, because your body will become more efficient at essentially performing the cardio that you're doing. Let me give you an example. We have the Hadza tribe in Tanzania, and they do like 20 miles of walking every single day. They are constantly moving. They don't even have chairs. They're like squatting down when they're resting. They're constantly fidgeting. They're carrying things all the time. They're incredibly active. They're probably the most active human being on the planet Earth right now. They used to live like hunter-gatherers used to live in prehistoric ages. And then you have the average American human, which we all know is sitting on the sofa, watching television, not really being that active. And even so, the average American burns more calories than the average Hadza tribe member in a day. And this was done in a study where they used quite sophisticated equipment to measure caloric expenditure of these two types of humans. So basically, when you do loads of cardio, your body adapts because you're sending a signal to your body saying, oh no, I'm burning more calories, let me find ways to burn less so that I don't lose loads of weight. Your body's really clever, because if you were to keep doing all this cardio and keep expending more calories, and you keep kind of pushing that deficit higher and your body wasn't to adapt, you'd end up burning so many more calories that you'd end up just being nothing. And so your body just makes you fidget less, it makes you move less, you'll probably end up talking less if you do loads of cardio. I've done this before, where I've done loads of cardio, I've done loads of exercise, and I just end up feeling like trash, and I just don't want to do anything, I don't want to move, I don't want to move around. And so my calorie burn for the rest of the day actually goes so lower that I'm not even in a calorie deficit anyway. So all that work that I'm doing the cardio, eating less, just becomes a waste of time anyway. And so what you want to do is prioritize strength training, because strength training builds a lean body mass, and muscle mass is very metabolically active compared to fat. It burns more calories. And so even though you're eating in a calorie deficit, it doesn't adapt its calorie expenditure down so much. And so you're able to maintain that caloric deficit over a longer period of time. And lesson number 5 is progressive overload. Now, progressive overload is a requirement in order to build more muscle. Let me explain how muscle growth works. Essentially, when you go to the gym and you go and try and lift weights, you have these little fibers in all your muscles that tear. When they tear, they release energy. That energy is used to move the weight. And when you recover, when you're resting, when you're sleeping, these fibers basically build back stronger, or they build back thicker, or you build back more of them. And that is basically what muscle growth is. When you go to the gym and you lift to failure, and you lift a little bit more weight than last time, essentially sending the signal to your body saying, okay, let me build more fibers back. If you weren't to do that and you just were to keep going and lifting the same weight, there is no reason for your body to build back these fibers either thicker or build more of these fibers again. And so it's really important that you incrementally either increase the weight that you're lifting in the gym, do the exercises with better form so you're recruiting more muscle fibers, increase the number of reps, or decrease the rest time so that your body is getting that signal to basically build back these muscle fibers either thicker or build more of them. If you just go to the gym and lift the same weight every single day for the year, you're not going to build any muscle, because you're not sending the signal to your body, oh, I need to build more muscle to lift a higher weight. And so if you go to the gym and progressively overload and get stronger every single time, it means that you're giving your body the right signal to build muscle. And that is why progressive overload is so important. And that's why you should probably follow a training plan. It gives you the numbers, the metrics, the data to understand whether you're progressively overloading or not. For 5, 6, 7 weeks, you can track these lifts and you can get better every single week on these same lifts, and it just gives you the information to show you that you are progressively overloading and sending the right signal to your body to build muscle. Look, if you want to help with the training plan, I'm here to help. So book a coaching call with me in the link below, because I can help you out and we can discuss how we can work together to reach the fitness goals that you'd like in 2024. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Check out my other videos if you found that useful. If you liked it, give us a like, hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment and say hi below. But until next time, peace and go get it.